You going to the rodeo at all?
Man, rodeo, Houston, very culture. You know, this year I may have to pass. Man, it's like $1,000 to go to.
Well, that's a lot. I can't miss Cody Johnson. That's who I'm going to see.
Oh, that's right. I may go see Bun B. I'm not sure, but man, it's been something that we've always done every year.
Yeah.
I love it. That's a chance for me to get my cowboy stuff. And I'm a city guy though, so
I'm a country boy, so I'll wear the boots, I'll wear the hats,
no,
I'll do it all.
Super weird for me.
Yeah. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Core Compass Podcast. I'm Walker.
I'm Jeremy, and we are super excited today. We got a really special guest in here today, and we're gonna have some fun. In this podcast, we plan to cover everything core group resources and connecting people to destiny. But more importantly today, we're going to have up Morris, a.k.a. Moe Arnold.
Yeah.
Yes.
Welcome to the podcast.
Sorry, Morris. I said your government name.
I like Morris.
Yeah.
Thanks for that intro, Jeremy.
Absolutely.
Up there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, for those who don't know, Mo, what do you do here at Core Group? We'll just start there. What's your title? What do you do here?
Yeah. So I am the director of recruiting, and I don't do anything. You guys do everything. No. So I oversee direct hire recruiting. So my group sits on the floor right when you walk in. It's the biggest group here. It's direct hire recruiters. We're recruiting anything and everything, from maritime to industrial to healthcare, to everything.
Yeah,
so
we just do a little bit of everything.
Yep.
Everything.
So, do you remember when you first started? And you started back in 2020.
Yeah,
2020.
Jan 6, 2020, I believe.
Do you remember what your first big project was? Do you remember what your first placement was?
Yeah,
I do remember my first placement, Taryn.
You remember the last name too?
I literally
Matt Furman.
Everybody we talk to, they
first
know,
and last name.
They know the person.
But that's all right. Taryn was the person. Okay.
Gosh.
That's okay. So most people wouldn't want their last name out anyway.
Yeah.
So
that's fair.
That's why.
Yeah.
Do you remember what position it was?
There you go.
Yeah. It was she was funny. So she was an office manager. Now, not like a typical, someone who just managed, the day-to-day in the office, but like a true office manager. She she negotiated the leases.
Oh, wow.
She took care of, everything, all the maintenance in the building. So she managed the
really
like
an actual office manager, not just a title.
Yeah.
Wow. How long did that placement take from start to finish?
I think that was in March. And so she was placed right before, like the week after she got placed, everyone went home forever for COVID.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, literally right then. So,
Wow.
Yeah, we were talking to Bob, and he said his first day was the day that everybody went home. So he didn't know anybody. So at least you were there for 2 months to talk to people and get to know people.
Yeah.
So that was the good part. That's awesome. Well, that's awesome that you remember all the way back then, because you've had so many placements and how many different things. Yeah,
Taryn Speakman.
Oh,
you remembered it.
There it is.
You remembered
Shout
it.
out to Taryn Speakman. Shout out.
Yeah.
So Mo, you're a Navy guy. My brother's in the Navy. Matt Furman, our owner, come from that. You come from that background. Tell us about how you kind of got into Navy and what that experience was and how it's made you the man to be now.
Yeah, no, it is cool. Matt Furman, Merchant Marine Academy, which is basically like the commercial side of the Navy, and Matt May, Master Chief in Navy SEAL Master Chief, which is the highest form of enlisted. So I definitely wasn't anything like that. I was in the Navy in the submarine program. So we were in Groton, Connecticut.
Wow.
I was there for just a little over 2 years.
Okay.
But yeah, it was, my dad was in the Navy. My dad was in the Navy during Vietnam. And so they didn't see action. They just, were they thought they were going to, but they didn't. It was more of just basically to make sure things didn't pop off missions, from what I understand. Yeah. What he told me. But my dad was the first person in our family to go into the military, and he was the youngest out of like 9 kids.
Wow.
8 or 9 kids. Way back then, everyone had a ton of kids.
Yeah.
They were country.
My mom came from 11, so I know.
So Tallahassee 40 country. Yeah. And so he was the youngest. And so all the nieces and nephews thought he was the coolest because he was young, you know, and, you know,
Seeing the world.
Yeah. And he'd seen the world and he was really cool, dressed real cool. And
Yeah.
just a cool guy. And so I think 4 of my cousins went to the Navy because of, they thought my dad was the coolest person ever.
Yeah.
And so I went in pretty late, you know, for someone in the Navy. But, you know, at the time in my life, I was in transition. And I said, hey, before I get too much older, I need to do this if this is something that, you know, I want to try for.
How old were you?
You know, how old was I?
Yeah.
I was 25, 24.
25, 24, 25. Wow.
Which is pretty old to go into the military.
Wow. Yeah. You talked about your dad and his influence on you. You're a family man. So tell us about your family, your wife and kids, and how do you juggle, you know, being over all of us, keeping us in line here sometimes, and being the dad, kind of the dad of the office almost. We're going to talk about that, guys, Nerf guns and all that stuff. But anyway, how do you juggle, balance that all, you know, family, work, ministry?
Yeah.
Well, tell us about your family first, not your kids first. Let's start there, because that was a shotgun question there.
Yeah. So I'm married to my wife, Ashley, and we grew up in the same neighborhood. We didn't know each other. Well, we knew each other. Her older sister was a cheerleader, and I played sports all through, so we knew who each other were, but we didn't like hang out or have anything to do with each other until after high school, and she was dating my best friend, who's now married to his wife. She was best friends with his wife. And so we used to hang out like just because she was hanging out with her best friend, I was hanging out with my best friend. And then it wasn't until years later that we actually dated.
Wow.
But yeah, we have 2 boys, Isaiah and Morris the third. So I'm a junior. He's Morris the third.
Okay.
And Morris Lee and Isaiah Judah. And they are, Isaiah is 10 months.
Yeah.
And
he just had a baby. Yeah.
4/22 is his birthday.
Wow.
And Moe is 2 years and 2 months.
Okay.
Wow.
3 months now.
Wow.
So 2 little ones.
2 little ones. How's that been?
Yeah, wild. No, they're good boys.
Yeah.
Moe's, you know, he walked early and he's super smart, and so he's not like, you know, they terrible too. So you know, they're it's something else when they're that age.
I know.
Yep.
But they're good. You know, it's funny because they're really starting to play with each other because when they're that young, they don't really.
Yeah.
You know, but they're, you know, Isaiah's getting to the age where he can move around. He's playing. And you can just see they're going to be double trouble. But, you know,
it's coming. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready.
We're not going to speak that over them. They're going to be blessings.
Right. Yeah. They are. Blessings. How do you balance your family with work and all your responsibilities here?
Yeah, it's you know, thankfully I have a very supportive wife, encouraging
That's
wife,
always
and
good.
so she can kind of hold down the fort at home.
Yeah.
And you know, I just try to, whenever I get out of here, just give them my focus and
shut it off and just kind of focus on family.
Leave this here.
Yeah.
And you know, try to talk to her like she knows you guys. Like talk to her about what's going on here, so she feels like she's a part of it because she is, right?
Right. That's right.
And then you know, it's not the easiest, you know, right now time in life because where we live, it's kind of like, you know, you guys know I have like an hour commute home.
Right.
And the boys go to bed at 7:30.
Yeah.
And so by the time I get home, it may be 6, so I only have an hour and a half with them. So.
Right.
But you know, it's good. You know, we make sure we protect our weekends and
date night, all that stuff. Yeah.
Good. And that way we can, you know, make sure we have intentional family time. So.
Yeah. That's good.
That's awesome. So I think I've heard this story once or twice, maybe from
I haven't.
From
so this
Neil.
will be news to me.
So how did you get to Core Group? How did you end up here?
I got to Core Group it's kind of a weird, I don't know, this is a kind of roundabout way of saying it, but I'd known Neil for several years via Matt Furman, who I'd known even more than that, longer than that.
Yeah.
And so, you know, me and Matt always, you know, kept in contact. We know some people in ministry and different things. And Neil was moving to town to work here at Core Group Resources. And Matt said, hey, there's this guy, you'll like him. You need to connect. He's new to town.
Yeah.
You know, you guys would get along. And so Neil and Libby came and met me and my wife.
That's right.
And
Neil
then
Duncan
we were,
is our guy. Shout out to Neil Duncan. Sells the building.
Who's awesome. And we just hit it off. It was like we were like reading the same book, just like random stuff, really connected. You know, we shared, you know, our faith, you know, just really connected. I just remember we were like leaving and we like ended up praying, and we were like praying on the corner literally of Montrose and Westheimer. If you got, it's like super busy and you're like, whatever, we'll just do it right here. And like people were walking by. Like,
that's right.
And so, that was just a cool memory. But anyway, so a couple years go by. I was working at the time for a broker, brokering electronic components, super big business. And at the time, there were some crazy things going on with supply chain. There were tariffs put on China. The industry was crazy.
Jeez.
And so I got notification that I was probably going to be let go towards the end of the year. So I started looking, and Neil was looking for me. And Matt Furman called me one day after I went and met with them and said, "Hey, you know, I've been thinking about it. I've been praying about it. You know, I know you're looking about to be on the market.
Yeah.
What would you think about coming to work here?" So thought about it over the weekend, sent me over some information, and now I'm here.
Had you been recruiting before? Had you had any recruiting?
No,
per se?
never.
So,
all sales. All
Yeah.
my background is in sales.
Yeah.
I was with AT&T for a little over 6 years.
Wow.
Started off in stores selling AT&T U-verse, and then managed stores, and then was in the corporate office here off 610 in the business unit.
So you had the background management,
sales
and all that
background,
stuff,
management background through AT&T. They do really great management training, and then at the broker at Smith is just straight sales. Most hard.
They're always on the phone.
That's right. And when you started, how many recruiters were there actually when you first?
So recruiters, I think maybe like 7.
7. Okay.
And then the rest, there was, I think it was the 11th person, the 10th or the 11th person.
Okay.
So we had a couple people that were like support. I think Megan was here. I think Kim was here.
Yeah.
And
wow. So you went from 11 to...
I think it was just Megan and Kim, actually.
So you've had a hand on, since you came on board, you've had a hand on all. In fact, you helped bring me in. So you had a hand on all of the recruiters from 11 on to, what are we at, 50 now, Walker?
No, we're 80, 90.
50? Oh, that's total employees.
Total employees. Oh, recruiters. We're probably like 40.
In our group, there's around 30.
Around
30. 27, I think.
Wow.
And then the
contracting side.
Is
up to 40.
Like
gotcha.
Or so.
And you've pretty much had a hand in that interview process and walking them on, finding the good fits.
Yeah.
How's that process going? I know it's a lot. We've grown tremendously.
Yeah, no, it's a lot. It's, I mean, explosive growth. We just try to make sure that we're bringing on the right types of people.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's really why our culture is the way it is, and why I think many people would speak really highly of the work environment here is because you guys are a part of that. It's
absolutely
just the right type of people with the right type of core values.
Yeah.
You know, we have our core values. Usually, the first thing we talk to people about, and the first thing they see, and so it's pretty clear if you don't align. And you know, not everyone's at the same place whenever they get here. But I think if that you have those values and you're willing to learn, then you'll get there. And that's what we.
That's good.
Base
that's good. That leads right into my next question, Mo. You talked about core values. You know, everything starts from the top down, and that's what I love about this company, the leadership here. What core value stands out the most to you, and why?
God-centered.
Okay.
There you go.
Yep.
We share the same one. Yeah. And why is that?
Yeah, because I mean, if you seek first the kingdom of God, then everything else will be given into you. It says that in Scripture in Mark. And I think that if we, as a company, if we as a people, as a nation,
that's it.
As humankind did that.
That's it.
Like, seek first the kingdom of God.
Heaven. Jesus said that.
And,
that's right.
And everything else will take care of itself.
That's right.
Yep.
That's
and
right.
So, it's got to be God-centered.
Won't have to worry about so much stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
What a relief. What a joy it is to have to just cast all your care and seek God first.
Yep.
That's good. You got that on your email signature too.
I do. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
I like that one.
That's right.
Yeah. So we always like to include like a fun question for all of our guests. So you were the one who got me into shoes. Whether you know it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
Mo's got a shoe game, guys. Mo's shoe game is
your
on
shoe
point.
collection is
His
nice.
shoe
I don't
game
think
is
you
nice.
wear
I
the
gotta give
same
it to
shoe every day. So if you had to pick a favorite pair, or if you had a favorite pair that you don't have, what would that shoe look like?
Oh, man, I don't have. So here, I'm gonna share a secret.
Come on.
So I wear a pair of Jordan 1 Cactus Jack.
Okay.
Travis
I've
Scott's.
seen those.
Travis
Yeah.
Scott's.
Yeah.
Those are not real. They're bootleg.
Hey,
Because
you
I
can't tell.
didn't want it. I
Nobody
know.
would have known. But
I did not want to pay the price for them. They're
how much are they? By
They're
the
like
way?
probably $2,000 you're going to
Yeah.
pay for them. And I was like,
Yeah.
man, and my friend was like, I have this site I ordered some shoes
Yeah,
from.
yeah.
It's good from China. I'm like, okay, I'll try it. And I got them. I love those shoes.
Yeah,
And they're
yeah.
fake. They're not
Wow.
real.
They're so nice though.
But the way you rock them,
That's it,
you wouldn't know.
You
So,
can't
hey,
tell.
Don't tell anybody.
No.
Yeah.
Well, we're on a podcast, Mo,
Yeah.
by the way. Yeah. You
No
know.
one's going to watch this.
Yeah.
We hope not. We hope a couple people do. We hope a couple people do.
Yeah. Now with a 10-month-old, he can't go buying shoes
No.
like that.
No.
Yeah. Isaiah needs that. I'm sure.
You got to get him some dunks.
And your wife probably be on
He's
your head
got a
about
good shoe
that.
game.
He's got a
Yeah.
good shoe game.
Yeah,
Well-
Momo's got a couple pair of ones.
What?
He does.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's got some Crocs, some ones,
Yeah.
some a couple of like the Flyknit Nikes.
Yep.
He's got if you see Daniel Ricci today, the shoes he's wearing, Mo's got those shoes.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna go take a look at those.
That's it. I'm
after
gonna go
that.
look at
They're
him.
like Reeboks.
Yeah, but he said he came from style. His dad had style. Mo has style, so he's the third.
true.
So
Yeah.
so he's got to fall in
That's
line.
true.
Can't
Yep, I
have
agree.
the bootleg shoes. But
Yeah. I got you.
Shout outs. Who we got?
Yeah.
Who
We're
up?
we always like to shout out a few companies. You guys know this. So the two companies we're gonna shout out today, we actually don't. We work with them. I think once.
Yeah,
it was
in
one
the
of them,
past.
but the other one, we really haven't worked with, but we'd love to. It's Huntington Ingalls and Gibbs and Cox. So
Nice.
those are two.
Yes.
Yeah, those are two great companies, shipbuilding
Thank you,
companies.
guys.
We'd love the opportunity to work with you guys.
That's
more.
right.
So that's always something we like to do.
Cool.
In the podcast.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey Mo, I got a question. Let's go to sports. You played the game. Tell us about your high school career and leading up to that.
Yeah.
Pee Wee. Let's start with Pee Wee ball
Katie,
before we get to high school.
KYF youth football
So
legend.
you were the
Yeah.
KY.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's the same.
That's
Matt
huge
Furman's
now.
kids are in
That's
KYF.
right. That's
it's
right.
the same league that's been there for 40 years probably.
Who got
Wow.
you into football?
Man, my dad loves football and
Okay.
sports, and so
Okay.
we always grew up
Yeah.
loving sports. My dad was a big football guy, big baseball guy, big basketball guy, but we
There
were
we go,
just
basketball.
drawn to.
That's right.
Yeah, we were drawn to football. Me and my brother, and so I always wanted to play. Played. I remember the first sign up. You had to be like a certain age to play.
Contact. Full contact.
Yeah, and you had to do flag
Yeah.
first
Yeah.
if you were a certain age, and then you went in the fourth grade. I think you could play contact in the fifth grade.
That was
you could play
before
contact.
all the red tape. They got a lot of red tape on that
Right,
now.
right.
But you back in the
Right,
day,
right.
if you can go up and you can hit, you put a helmet on at certain times. Yeah.
So,
to go.
so I was at sign up with my dad, and
How
my
old were
brother
you?
was signing up.
Do you remember?
Man, I don't know, maybe like 8.
About 8. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, probably like 8.
Okay.
And my brother was signing up, right? And then they were like, "Yeah, you got to do flag," and I cried. I cried because
He's
I
like,
wanted
I don't
to
want-
do.
So upset.
Yeah, because I was like, it was. I had an older brother who was 2 years older.
Yeah, yeah.
I played with his friends. We played tackle football,
Yeah.
Yeah.
just with at
with
the
nothing.
park.
Yeah, with nothing
Yeah,
on.
and so I was like,
Cried.
I don't want to play flag. And the guy took me and my dad to the side. You see, you knew it was a while ago. 'Cause they
Yeah,
wouldn't do
yeah,
this.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
like, all right, look. He's like, I'll sign you up for JV, junior varsity.
Okay.
And so you could play. You could play up, but you just have to play JV 2 years in a row. And I was like, okay, yeah. We were
you
like,
didn't
okay,
care. You just
that's
want to hit
fine.
somebody.
Yeah, but
I'll sign up for that.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that was, everyone was older than me, so it was, I was horrible. But I played football, throughout high school, and Katy High School, we
The original
One of the
Katy.
best.
yeah,
Katy
we-
Tigers.
Yeah,
They
we
came from a program. It's a lot of titles.
Yeah. I went to school with Andy Dalton, who's
Yeah.
still in the league now.
Yeah.
Great.
Uh-huh.
our state championship game, we played South Lake Carroll. So Greg McElroy, who was
That's right.
an
That's
NFL
right.
quarterback, Andy Dalton,
That's
NFL
right.
quarterback on our side, is big deal. It's in Old Texas Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I actually played a little in college also. So I got a couple little small offers.
Yeah.
I'm forgetting the name of school. It's an NEI school in like Missouri, Evangel Christian,
Okay.
a couple other
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
schools. And I was like, no, I'm just going to go to school. I was going to go to Blinn and try to transfer to A&M. And a friend of mine, Tate Stewart, who's a good friend of Matt's too, was playing at University of Houston. He was good friends with my brother.
Go
He's like,
Cougs!
yeah, right. And so go Cougs.
Yeah.
So he's like, there's no way your brother shouldn't be playing football. He made my brother go get the tapes from the high school, and he brought him to his coach, who was I think it's Skladany. So this was Kevin Sumlin's time.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
defensive coach
Yeah.
was secondary coach was Skladany, and he called me and he's like, "Hey, come, you can walk on. You don't have to try out. You come." And so I didn't travel or anything. I was there for about half the year, and we had some compliance issues with transferring of credits.
Yeah.
And so I had to finish some classes, and they were like, okay, next year we'll have you on traveling. And then a lot of stuff happened in my life.
Yeah.
Dad passed away, a lot of different things.
Right.
And so football wasn't in the cards for me anymore at that time. But I had a very, very short-lived college, University of Houston football career.
Hey, that's still more than most.
That's right. That's right.
As a walk-on, as a practice
And you still got that state title ring? You still got the ring?
I never got the ring.
Oh, okay.
We didn't win.
Oh,
that's
We lost.
right.
Uh-huh.
That's right. God.
Andy Dalton
I
can
thought
pull it
you
through.
won.
Yeah.
All this time, I thought you were a champion.
No.
Oh.
I felt like one.
Yeah,
I had a great game.
yeah.
Yep.
No one else did.
Wow.
No
Wow.
one else played good. Dang it.
God.
Yeah. So kind of back to what you do here. What do you see the direction as far as the direct hire side going?
Oh, good question. Yeah.
The direction. So I think we're really poised to just explode into different industries. I think for a long time, as you know, our company, the heart of our company is maritime.
Yeah.
You know, Matt Furman is a merchant
That's
marine
the heartbeat. Yeah.
academy grad.
Yeah.
That's where most of our contacts, our database, our connections, our relationships, most of them are in the maritime space.
Yeah.
We're getting to a point where we're the size that we're making moves big time into other industries right now.
Yep.
And so I think that's a really exciting thing right now. We're in the renewables heavy.
Yeah.
That's the second biggest team out
Yeah.
there. We're in the industrial, whether it be, cement or, steel plants, whatever
That's right.
it is, we're in those heavy. Healthcare is coming online heavy.
Yep.
We're starting to see a bunch of finance, finance jobs coming through, and then like all these little niches in between. Right. And so I think that for the future is really being an all-encompassing recruiting house, that where any company for any need can come to us, and we have someone who's done that, who can do that. So.
Yeah, and you're right at the head of that growth too.
Yeah,
it's kind of like a kid that's I liken it from a basketball standpoint. You got a kid that you can play him at point guard, but man, he's steady growing and growing and growing in those limbs, and it's like, wait a minute, I think he can play small forward. I think he can run the five. Like that's kind of how this company's growing. It's like we're growing, and I mean, it's great to be a part of. So you're at the head of that. So yeah. Talk about the direction. We talked about that. You've got, ministry. I want to tap in a little bit more and let the world know kind of, your ministry background and, what do you feel God is calling you to do in this season in life and moving forward. So speak about that a little bit. I know faith is a big important part of your life.
Yeah, absolutely. That's my identity is a follower of Jesus.
Amen.
But I mean, my dad was a pastor.
Yeah.
His dad was a church elder. I have an uncle who has a church in Miami. So, we kind of, have a family in ministry. So I was always, involved or around church bodies and
Yeah.
ministry growing up. But that's not to say that I was a follower of Jesus,
Yeah.
because I definitely wasn't. For
Yeah.
a long time, I basically did whatever it is that I wanted to do when I wanted to do it, right?
The prodigal son.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He was eating out of dumpsters.
yeah. But my dad and the family was just always very, he wanted my faith to be real to me. He didn't want it to be something
Amen.
that he was like, this is you. So,
Yeah.
he was a really good example of that. And he had a similar story. So
Yeah.
it was good to be able to kind of walk that with him. But yeah, now it's, I'm a church pastor and elder at Anchor Church here in Houston. Our
Shout out Anchor
body
Church.
is,
Yeah.
our building is just right off San Felipe and Voss in the Galleria area.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for a church,
There it is. There it is.
But yeah, we're an elder-led church. So the head pastor is Yun Nell, South African. There's 3 other pastors that make up the board, and so
And he's really nice. He's a good guy.
yeah, we played golf with him.
I played golf with him. He's a really nice guy. I did, yeah.
we played golf with Yun.
Cool.
But yeah, I've been there at Anchor for about 5 years.
Yeah.
And we ministry is a lot. It's interesting because I feel like a lot of what we do here is ministry.
That's right.
And so a lot of the things kind of correlate. You deal with like a lot of the same things.
That's
a lot of
right.
the same problems. You see people in career transition, which is not always a good point in your life.
Yep.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Especially, if you're getting let go or whatever, you have to move or, all kinds of things like family problems.
That's right.
Maybe someone's sick, so you have to go somewhere else.
That's right.
Maybe a family split, a lot of things. And
That's
so,
right.
Yeah, it's difficult, I think, because the ministry is full time and
Yeah.
this is full time. And
Yeah.
I have a young family.
Yeah.
But, I think that honestly, God makes more hours in the day for me sometimes.
That's right.
That for things that I feel like he calls you to, he helps to make a way for you to get it all done.
Absolutely.
So,
Yep.
One thing I really respect and admire about you, Mo, for those that don't know, Mo is like, we do one-on-ones. His door's always open for prayer, one-on-one. He's helped me in some prayer for situations. And so living that out, we really appreciate that. And that's embedded in the culture, and, you spoke about your dad and the influence and he passed. And I believe it's Book of Proverbs said, train up a child in the way he should go. And when he get old, he shall not depart. So even during your prodigal season, you still was able to come back, and you're now reflecting that in your family life and your professional life. And we greatly appreciate that,
Extremely.
to have that. You're not ashamed. You're unapologetically unashamed of your faith. And that you don't find that a lot. So that's very unique. Talk to me about when you actually got serious and after that season and like, okay, this is where I'm going to dedicate my life to Christ. What age was that? Do you remember?
I was probably 29.
Okay.
So 6 years ago or so, 5-6 years ago.
So, yeah.
And it is very correlated, I think, to getting married.
Yeah.
And so, I think I was, pretty selfish before, and then it's like, oh wait, now
wait a minute,
there's two of
His other
us.
half.
I had
And
two
so,
agendas.
the
Fathers and my wife. And
right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And and my wife's just helped me a lot in that area, just in general. But yeah, I think that's what
That's awesome.
correlated with, where it's like, okay, I always knew God, and I knew, I always heard from him.
Yeah.
And so, I feel like it was just he's just sitting there like knocking on the door, like, you ready
Just
yet?
waiting.
You ready yet?
When you gonna stop running?
Yep.
You ready
Yeah.
yet?
Yeah.
And then at that time it was like, and then I got involved with Anchor Church now, and there were some brothers and sisters that came around us
Strengthen
and
your walk a lot.
bear hugged us,
Yeah.
straight up got us connected and involved. And that's what I think it really takes. You can't do it alone. You can't walk the walk alone. Like there's, Acts 2:42, it says, they were all together and they ate together.
Yes.
And, they studied the
They
scripture
broke
together.
bread
They
together.
broke bread.
That's right.
And,
And that there were no division among them.
that's right.
Yeah.
And I think that you need that And
Absolutely.
To in your life, if you want to get serious about your faith,
Exactly.
you need people to come
Need that
alongside
circle.
you. Mm-hmm.
Speaking of, we're going to be signing up for that men's retreat. Talk about that. I know that I'm excited, looking forward to that.
I didn't know we were going to go here, but this is
it
kind
wasn't in the script,
Yeah.
so that's what a podcast. But
a shout out to the Adventures of the Heart.
Shout out.
Reese
It's
Brickman,
amazing.
of the Heart, yeah.
Linus
Amazing.
Morris.
Yeah.
So Walker's Bend. This will be Jeremy. You're going to go this year. It's
First
your
time.
First
So,
time.
yeah.
It was
Yeah.
amazing.
Really, it's just a great time. It's 3 days out in Iron Horse Ranch, which Mr. Moody is so graciously
Yep.
allowed us to use for the event. It's out in Somerville.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. There's skeet shooting. There's
Can't wait.
basketball,
Basketball.
basically nonstop games going on.
Yep.
There's pickleball, tennis. There's lakes with zip lines. There's putt. There's fishing. There's stocked lakes.
Wow.
Yep.
And then just trails and trails and trails.
That's gonna
for
be
miles.
cool.
And so it's a time for men to unplug, disconnect, to take off the dad hat, to take off the husband hat, to take off the director or recruiter hat, and just kind of get quiet for a little bit.
Yes. Yeah.
And
recharge that battery.
Reflect.
That's right.
We turn off the TVs in the room.
Yep.
We ask that you leave your cell phone in the room or in the car. And it's
God,
just
that's gonna be tough. Walker, you did that actually?
I had mine
Walker
for like
was
the
cheating.
first
I got
day.
a feeling Walker was
no,
cheating.
I had mine for the first day, and then after that first session, and after doing like the first events with everybody, I was like, "There's no reason for me to be on my phone." And so, like one of the best things to do, Mo kind of touched on it, was just like going on a walk. That was like one of my favorite things. Just literally just saying, "All right, let's just go on a walk. Let's just walk and see
By
see
yourself.
where we go." Yeah, just by myself. And they actually they will send you out, like they tell you, "Hey, go by yourself. Go walk. Go sit somewhere and go write down the answers to these questions that you think."
That's gone.
And so it's an amazing thing.
Wow.
It was one of the best things I ever went to.
Wow.
So,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We're excited. 23rd through the 26th.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
I think
Whole
we
weekend.
have we have like 15 people.
We have a whole bunch of people.
Guys,
Instead
get
of last
ready.
year.
No excuses. Myself included. Get
Yep.
ready.
It's going to be a good time.
Yeah.
So you talked a little bit about the people here and like the culture here. What to in your mind, what makes the people great here? Because you have two really great people who work for you right here.
Right.
No, it's I said it earlier, but and it's hard to like just say like it's this. I think if you look at our core values, God-centered, honesty and integrity, service above self, results oriented, results driven,
Committed to growth.
Like
Positive, self-motivated.
all of them.
Yeah.
It's that's what our people here are. That's what they are. And it's very obvious whenever you're not.
Yeah.
And you stick out like a sore thumb if you're not.
Right.
And so that's what makes the people great, that everyone is different in so many ways. You know, we have a lot of different people. We have people of different faiths here.
That's right.
We have people of different, different in just about every
That's right.
races, every
race,
way
every
possible.
age.
But but I think those core values is what makes this tick, because that doesn't, you take the first one, God-centered. Like that doesn't mean you have to be like me and be a follower of Jesus and believe, Jesus is our Lord and Savior. But it does mean that you have to believe that there's something bigger than yourself. That's what being God-centered is.
Exactly.
Like, look, we're not here for no reason. There's a higher purpose. There's a higher calling, and there's something that is bigger than myself. And whenever I live my life out of that posture, you align with what we're going for here. And so, it's just those things that make this place special and make our people special, is that they exhibit those qualities. And I don't know about you guys. I've never been in a place. I've been in a huge company, AT&T, and I've been in a smaller company, with the broker I work for, military. I've never been in a place or a group
it's
that's
absolutely unique. Absolutely.
had this type of, it's, most places you have people, it's like, I take that guy or leave him.
Right.
I'll pass on him,
Right,
whatever.
right.
But it's like everyone here is pretty it's cool. It's
You
good.
can tell.
It's cool to
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you could tell me a time that you were proud of the people who worked for you. Do you have a story, or do you have an experience that you remember that you were
Every
just
day.
like proud?
Every day. I don't know if I'm like putting my. I think we're gonna have a big week in the next couple of weeks. That's gonna make me really proud.
Yeah.
I think that what made me really proud pretty recently, and I don't know if I won't get into it too much, but whenever we have placements, and we see it, we get a report, and sometimes there will be a few people this week, So it was late last quarter that we had like 15 people or so on a report has had placements over the past 2 weeks, and it's all that's what you want to see.
That's
is
right.
Like people,
That's
like
right.
that many people being successful, getting people jobs.
That's
getting
right.
people in their position, and things like that make me proud. I usually get to see Andrea will send me a report before you guys see it, or will be copied with you guys on it. And like, seeing those come into my inbox make me really happy.
That's right.
That's awesome.
See,
That's right.
Man, these guys are doing it.
And just to break that down, placements is direct hire, and every placement has a story. So we're getting people new opportunity. And when Moe speaks about placements, it's a time that the whole office enjoys it.
Yeah. We ring a bell.
That's right. That's right. Ringing the bell.
We ring the bell.
That's right.
Yeah. So, what vacations do you have coming up, or what you have like?
What's the Arnold family going?
Yeah.
Well,
this spring break.
were going to the work trip, but it keeps getting delayed.
Did it get delayed again?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
But we're just trying to work some things out. But the family, so we're going to do that. We're going to go to Africa this year.
Oh, really?
Oh,
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. So
nice.
our this will be my second time. Our church has a partner with a church in South Africa called North Point. It's where Yun, the head pastor of our church now, that's the church that he was from originally. And so
What part of Africa, Mo?
They're in South Africa,
South Africa.
and in Joburg.
Okay.
So in Johannesburg.
Johannesburg.
And so we're going to go on mission there this the same time every year, in the end of July. People from all around Africa, all around the world, go to North Point to do just like sessions on mission, teaching, all kinds of stuff. So we have, pastors from all over South Africa, and people in ministry from all over Africa too. Not just South Africa that go, and then we go out to these areas around Joburg. Brekpan is a big place where there's like squatter camps. So there'll be like camps where people just build stuff onto each other to live. And
that's amazing.
And we get to go into the hospitals. We get to go in some of the prisons, and so it's really cool. And then after that, we usually will stay a week later and like maybe go down to the coast. I'm forgetting the name of the coast south. In
Amalfi?
No, all the way south. It's wherever the big surfing and
I've never been, so you
a bunch
guys
of great
are
bikes. But anyway, so we're gonna do that. So I'll be gone a couple weeks in the summer. We usually do a Pensacola trip around my wife and I's birthdays in August.
Yep.
We're gonna be in New York.
Wow,
New York. Yeah, I have the pleasure of officiating one of my best friend's weddings.
Oh, that's awesome.
In New York.
Nice.
That's awesome.
In June.
Awesome.
And so, Joey and Haley, it's going to be, I'm just really blessed and excited about.
Yeah, that's going to be really
that.
fun.
It'll be fun. We're going to take some time, and me and the wife will leave the kids on that one.
Yeah, local and international.
Going everywhere.
Yeah.
Wow,
that's awesome. It's going to be a fun. It's going to be a fun year.
Yeah, we've come out of a. You go into like a chamber, like a dome. Whenever you have young kids, and you don't go anywhere for like 2 years.
Oh, I know.
I
know.
Yeah,
I know all too
they're
well.
So little, you're not going to bring them on a plane. You're not going to, just to be away from them when they're young it's hard too. Especially for the mom. So we're finally this year. It's like, okay, we can do some stuff. Let's
feel good about doing it.
Yeah,
that's good. That's
awesome.
good. Hey, I'd like to know. You speak about your faith. You read a lot of books. You talk to Alex. I hear you talking to Alex and a few others about shows. Tell us your favorite show And I also want to know your favorite book.
My favorite book,
Or a book you're currently reading.
I'm not going to be able to answer my favorite book.
It's too
I do
many.
a lot of reading.
Yeah.
I do a lot of reading.
I would venture to say the Bible.
I mean,
Of course. Of course. Do you have a book that you're currently reading?
so
Yeah,
The
what's-
Alchemist is probably up there.
Oh,
Paulo Coelho.
okay.
That's it. Just
Okay.
did a lot for me in one time in my life.
Yeah.
Go to. But right now I'm reading. So I try to always be reading, and I encourage the guys I talk to that want to get into reading, always be reading something fiction and something nonfiction. And the reason is, nonfiction, you want to better yourself and, learn about these things and these biographies, but you need to have creativity in your mind or
I
it's
agree.
not going to,
Yep.
I
like
agree.
you're just going to be one way. You
I
need
agree.
to be able to be creative and have your mind and your imagination going.
That's right.
In this way that,
That's a good point,
that
Mo.
isn't just,
Yeah.
this is the information. I'm trying to fill my head with
Yeah.
information. So right now I'm reading a series by Robert Jordan.
Okay.
Called Robert Jordan's a big fantasy guy. It's called The Wheel of Time.
The Wheel of Time.
They're very long books. It's a very long series. I think I'm on book 5 or 6. It's called
Oh.
The Lord of Chaos. But that's the fiction. And nonfiction, I'm reading right now the sequel to a book that we're reading as managers, Extreme Ownership. It's called The Dichotomy of Leadership. And it's Leif Babin and Jocko Willink.
Yeah, I saw Mike with the
and
book
so-
on that. We saw a little bit of it. Yeah.
And so those are my two right now.
Oh, nice.
Those are great.
What's your favorite show?
Like ever?
Yeah.
Or
Ever?
that you're currently watching or anything like that?
Well, let's go ever first,
Yeah.
and then I want to see
Ever?
Yeah, that you.
He loves Outer Banks, I'm telling you.
Oh yeah.
I don't even know what that is.
No.
Not gonna lie. Outer Banks.
Okay, let's go with what you're watching now. Which show are you watching now?
We are watching. I mean, we're watching the same show everyone is watching right now.
What's that?
The Last of Us.
Oh no,
Oh, yeah.
I'm
It's
late
HBO.
to the party on
It's
It's
that.
like the
HBO.
HBO Max
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
But I'm a big fan of F1,
Yep.
Drive to Survive.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm watching that. My wife won't do it, so I have to do that alone.
Yeah.
But we're watching The Last of Us.
What's that about? Because I don't know.
It's like
It's like Supernatural.
Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
okay,
different.
okay. Gotcha.
But it's it's pretty good.
Are you a Netflix
It's
guy?
yeah, we have everything.
Okay,
Yeah.
so y'all pretty much got it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got everything.
Yeah.
Favorite show ever? I mean, probably The Wire.
Nice.
Wire is really good.
That's up
Yeah.
there. It's
The Wire
definitely
is
ranked
really,
up
really
there. I mean, I came from the era where, they had family shows, Family Matters, Cosby Show. I mean, you don't see TV like that no more.
Not really.
I wish we can go back to those days. They had the TV dash. Now they got a commercial on the TV. But those were like good times. So they actually had a message in the show.
Yeah.
Now shows 30 minutes and you're probably going to see 15 because of the commercials.
Yeah.
Like
That's
literally.
true.
Like, I mean,
Back
That's
when
true.
things were pure.
back when things were, I'm
Yeah.
telling you, man, we may not ever get there, but hopefully we'll
Yeah.
see. We'll see.
Hopefully.
I don't know if you have
Yeah.
an audience for that anymore.
Yeah.
No,
You may not be there.
unfortunately.
It's on
Yeah.
their phones now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's on TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think you touched on this a little bit, but this will, this is kind of dwindling down to the end of the podcast. What's your, short-term and long-term goals, for yourself and then also for your division and what you oversee?
Short-term and long-term goals. So I guess the short term is to, like I said before, to grow into different industries and to really, really start to plant flags in different industry and become known as a recruiting house, agency house that can really do and handle anything.
Yeah.
And are known outside of just maritime or industrial
Yeah.
renewables. Long term, I think the goals would be to grow, to be not just here in Houston, that we have an office just like that, that there's a podcast just like this,
Yeah,
and a
exactly.
building that's in,
Or global.
That's right.
Virginia or,
Yeah.
or, California somewhere.
Yeah.
Or Taiwan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or somewhere,
Singapore.
Yeah.
Singapore.
Matt spoke about that in
Or,
the last
did.
podcast too. So
South
yeah.
America.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I think that would be that would be long-term vision.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome.
That's fantastic.
That's good.
Well, we're usually at a point now, we're going down to the end. We like to read a Bible verse, and today's is a really good one. It's Romans 8:28, and we know that for those who love God and all things work together for good, for those who are called according to His purpose.
His purpose.
Yep. And
not our purpose, His purpose.
Yep. And we,
That's right.
we've enjoyed having Moe on the podcast. It's been fantastic.
Yes.
This is another great episode.
Yes.
And we hope you guys have enjoyed the Core Compass podcast. You can find plenty of action and more content from experts like Moe on our blog, website, in the description. And make sure you guys follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram at Core Group Resources. And, we're so excited to see you guys, and we'll see you guys next week.
See you guys next week. Make sure you tune in. Thank you.